Over the course of the next few minutes, you can watch videos of the progression of robot development from Junior FLL all the way through to FTC. Starting with Junior FLL, you'll see students learn how to talk about each other's work, and then you'll see them build a solution to a problem using Legos. In this case, the solution will be a cast that fixes the problem of itching. The next two clips show Junior FLL kids working on their problems. In the first clip, you'll see one student talking about the work of another student. This is the foundation of the students learning to collaborate. In the clip following that, you'll see their final Lego project, which was designed to fix the problem of itchiness in a cast. Okay, you're on.
So I've noticed that Miro's is how he flipped the Legos over. So it would be a snake, and how he flipped this over. So it would match up with this, even though they all go like this. I liked how he had the ideas for the teeth, and how he put this on here, so it would be like.
Let's try it on your patient here.
So this arm should go in here.
I love the little thumb holder.
Emmett, what do you think?
Mine isn't. Is it good?
Okay.
You had yours.
In the next clip, you'll see students begin to work FLL. They'll be building a robot that can run multiple missions, that can operate further and further away from base, and in these clips you're going to see the kids work collaboratively to make the robot attachments function for each run. Green Mountain Gears, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go!
Let's go. Woo! Get the water, that's it! 3.
He actually spent more than
Finger.
luckily there was nothing once with being in the bag. Actually it wasn't
Go.
but it's more easy.
Put that on the back. It's in! Take the penalty.
It wasn't a penalty because the grabber was in.
Knocked you out.
No, I was like, still.
Luke, stop what you're doing. Help Miles get those things out of the way.
140. One minute, 30 seconds. How much?
You can't.
Did I get it?
It's a no. And then you
Do it as if you got them. Ethan, let's go.
even when you get back, you're not
Going for the yellow.
105. Guys, grab her. 40 seconds.
Yep. The next level of FLL sees a major transition where students use more sensors, more sophisticated programming, such as PID programming for line following. You'll see that the robot is much larger and runs simultaneous missions far more regularly. Even though there's only one student in this video, it took a team to develop the whole robot. The reason there's just one student in this particular video is that we had a hard time getting everyone together at the same time for practice so that we could see everyone's runs all together. Additionally, this student spent a lot of time fine-tuning the programming to make everything work after it had been mechanically built. In this first run, we're seeing an attachment that's going to pull a lever to release in what was a toy. This device uses a series of rat gears and it uses bevel gears in order to change the direction of the medium motor and in order to engage the arm that pulls the lever to release the toy. You see now that the robot is using a right sensor following on the left side of the line. It's now deploying the trigger. You can see that there was a rack gear that enabled the linear movement, and now it's retreating back to base. This large attachment was built to perfectly accommodate that particular task. You're now seeing the attachment being removed, and the next attachment is going to be put in place. The roof is attached to a pulley which is attached to the medium motor, which is going to deposit 2 Lego figures on the way to retrieve a compost disc. The compost disc is retrieved using a touch sensor, and following the line along the way to the compost disc, the robot follows using a PID control algorithm, which you'll see is very different than the zigzag algorithm from the previous runs. So here the front left sensor is moving on the right side of the line after the roof deposited the 2 Lego figures. The touch sensor on the front of the attachment is determining when it's hit the button. There's now a timer going on within the robot that's waiting for the compost disc to drop. The students ran numerous runs to determine that the median fall time was about 25 seconds. And this was a long-term investment because the students were going to put the compost disc into the toy packaging that they got on the previous run. And you just saw the robot using line following on the reverse, using a different sensor. So at this point you've seen them use 3 different color sensors using the same line following algorithm, which had to be tweaked for whether they were on the right or left hand side of the line. This final attachment also uses crown and bevel gears and a rack system. These are developments that went beyond what the kids were able to do on the first few years of Lego, where they were focusing primarily on not changing the mechanical movement of the device. So if it was facing one particular direction, that'd be the mechanical movement. So in this case, you see that front tire is attached to a rack gear. The rack is attached to a series of bevel gears to change the direction from the medium motor. They're trying to retrieve all of those Legos. They missed the toilet bowl, but they got everything else, and that is the end of this particular mission. The last few clips show FTC. You'll see a progression of 2 years where the students started with a pure Lego robot for FTC that stood about 12 inches tall to a Tetrix-based metal robot. In each case, this was about the limit of what the kids could do. You can see that this is a lift for the FTC robot, and in this case the robot's being remote controlled and it's going down a ramp. You can see that the kids are having a little bit of trouble keeping it balanced, but this was one of the obstacles they had to do, is drive it down a ramp. This is a metal Tetrix robot. The robot uses 2 motors with a chain drive to distribute the power across all 4 all-terrain tires. The robot frame was built as an O shape, and now you're seeing 3 servos working together to raise the robot arm. On the top, you can see that they MacGyvered a coat hanger to create a winch to lift the robot onto the bar so it can hang for the most points possible. The hanger is attached to the metal arm with a pen cap, and they use pink nylon thread that they liked from the hardware store.
Winch it.
Now they're engaging. They use 2 remote controls, 1 remote control for the arm, 1 remote control to drive the robot.